If you want a high-paying coding job but have absolutely no idea where to start, this video is your complete roadmap. I'm going to give you the exact step plan that takes you from zero experience to building projects and landing a job. Stick around, because this is the guide I wish I had when I started. So what even is coding? Forget all the complicated jargon for a second. At its core, coding is just about solving problems, using logic. It's like a set of instructions. If it's raining, you grab an umbrella. If your income is greater than your expenses, you save the difference. You're already making these logical decisions every day. Coding is just a more structured way of telling a computer how to make those decisions. It's not magic, it's just structured thinking. Now, let us talk about the number one mistake that trips up almost every single beginner, trying to learn everything at once. You hear about Python, JavaScript, C++, mobile apps, websites, AI. It's overwhelming. It's like trying to learn 5 languages at the same time. You'll just get confused and quit. The secret is to pick one single path and commit to it for at least 90 days. Focus is your superpower here. So, what path should you choose? Let's break down 3 popular options. First up is web development. This is how you build the websites and web applications you use every day. You'll start with the basics: HTML for structure, CSS for styling, and then the powerhouse, JavaScript, to make things interactive. Once you're comfortable, you'll learn a framework like React, which is what companies like Netflix and Instagram use. Web development is a fantastic choice because it's visual. The community is huge, and the demand for developers is always high. Path number 2 is Python. Python is famous for being beginner-friendly and incredibly versatile. You can use it for so many different things. You can automate boring tasks on your computer, build the back-end logic that powers websites and apps, or dive into the exciting world of data analysis and machine learning. If you're someone who loves data, logic, puzzles, or making things more efficient, Python could be a perfect fit. The third path, and one that's often overlooked, is QA automation. CA stands for quality assurance. Your job is to make sure software works correctly before it reaches users. Instead of manually clicking through a website to find bugs, you write code to automate that testing process. You'll use tools like Selenium or Cypress to build testing scripts. This is one of the fastest entry points into the tech industry. It has a slightly lower barrier to entry than pure development, but it still pays really well and gives you a solid foundation in coding. So, which one should you pick? If your goal is to get a job as fast as possible, I'd recommend either web development or QA automation. They have the most entry-level positions, and the skills are in very high demand right now. Alright, you've picked your path. What tools do you actually need to start writing code? The good news is, you don't need a super-powered computer. Most modern laptops will do just fine. There are 3 essential tools you need to install. First is VS Code, or Visual Studio Code. This is your code editor. Think of it like Microsoft Word, but for writing code. It's free, it's powerful, and it's the industry standard. Second is Git. Git is a version control system. What does that mean? It's like a time machine for your code. It tracks every single change you make. If you mess something up, you can instantly rewind back to a version that worked. It's an absolute lifesaver, and every single development team in the world uses it. You have to learn it. Third is GitHub. Now, this is crucial, so listen up. People often confuse Git and GitHub. Git is the tool on your computer. GitHub is the website where you store your code online. Why is this so important? Because your GitHub profile becomes your resume. It's public proof that you can actually build things. When a hiring manager looks at your application, they're not just going to read your resume. They're going to go straight to your GitHub to see the projects you've built. A strong GitHub profile is non-negotiable for getting a job. It shows your skills, your consistency, and your passion. Okay, let's get tactical. You have your path, you have your tools. How should you structure your daily learning? Forget those 8-hour cram sessions. They don't work, and they lead to burnout. Instead, I want you to try the 20-20-10 method. It's simple, sustainable, and incredibly effective. Here's how it works. You spend the first 20 minutes learning a new concept. Watch a tutorial, read an article, go through a chapter in a book. Just focus on understanding one new small thing. Then, immediately after, you spend the next 20 minutes building something with what you just learned. Don't just passively watch someone else code. You have to get your hands dirty. If you learned about HTML buttons, open VS Code and create a button. If you learned about a Python function, write a small function. This is where the real learning happens. You're building muscle memory and turning theory into practice. Finally, you spend the last 10 minutes reviewing what you built and committing your code to GitHub. That last part is key. Committing your code every single day creates a green streak of squares on your GitHub profile. This is that visual proof I was talking about. It tells recruiters that you are consistent, disciplined, and serious about coding. 50 minutes a day. That's it. Anyone can find 50 minutes. So what should you be learning in those first few weeks? Let's use JavaScript as an example. In week 1, your entire focus should be on the absolute fundamentals, things like variables, data types, and loops. Don't try to build a full website yet. Just get comfortable with the basic building blocks. In week 2, you'll move on to functions and arrays. Functions are reusable blocks of code, and arrays are how you store lists of data. These concepts are the backbone of pretty much any program you'll ever write. By week 3, you're ready to tackle something a little more advanced, like APIs. An API, or Application Programming Interface, is how different applications talk to each other. For example, you can use an API to pull weather data from a weather service and display it on your own website. This is a huge step because it allows you to work with real-world data. And then in week 4, you'll take everything you've learned and combine it into your very first small project. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to work. Maybe it's a simple to-do list app or a basic calculator. The goal here is proof, not perfection. You are proving to yourself and to future employers that you can take an idea from concept to completion. Finishing that first small project is a massive confidence booster and a critical milestone on your journey. So there you have it. A clear, actionable plan to get started with coding. Remember the key takeaways. Pick one path. Use the 20-20-10 method and build a strong GitHub profile. Your goal is to create proof that you can code. Now that you have the roadmap, you're probably wondering, what kind of projects should I build? What are the projects that will actually get me interviews? In the next video, I'm going to break down the exact types of projects that hiring managers love to see. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching.